I'm Joy Manley, and I go to North Carolina Central University.
Take a applause for that.
I am Markietta Owens, and I go to South Carolina State University.
All right. Ladies, you were once in this class, and we have some teens who are great. How many people are in the 12th grade? We have 1, 2. There's several more. I see them. They're shy.
Yes.
Okay, there's several who are going to be in their senior year this year. What advice do you have to someone who's in their senior year coming down the home stretch as they prepare for college?
I would say to keep your senioritis under control.
And what do you mean by senioritis?
Senioritis is when you're just ready to go. You're ready at any cost to go. Just keep that under control so you can focus on being able to have all your requirements to get into college and to do something after you graduate.
Excellent. How about you, Ms. Boyd?
I would say just take care of everything before you go to school, like financially, as far as scholarships, essays you have to get ready for. Just pretty much have everything before you get there, because you're going to get supervised.
That's what I want to talk about next, challenges. Was there anything looking back now? Marquita, what year are you in? You're a little bit further along in Georgia.
I'm a rising junior. I'm 15.
Rising junior, and young lady, you will be as a sophomore. So thinking back now, was there anything that surprised you about college life? I mean, you gave some tips about preparing, but once you got there, is there something you wish you could go back in time to, oh Lord, if I could just fix this or do something differently? Miss Joy? Preparing. Are your parents here? Can I ask you specifics, anything you can think of that you wish you could have prepared for a little better?
The financial part, that's my biggest issue. Because as soon as I got there, well, they didn't have everything for my financial aid. I had everything done, but they didn't have it in time. So they took away all my classes. I had to get everything back that second week. And I was going to people like, can I get back in class? But I don't know you. So I'm just like, no, I'm not going to get back in class. So like, I got everything together, but I wish I had everything before I got there.
Well, thanks for being honest. I appreciate it.
Learn to assert yourself. That was my problem with my roommates. Like, you're coming into a mixture of, well, in my case, a mixture of young ladies with different opinions and different lifestyles. So I would say assert yourself more and make sure like your rules are known. Because I'll be quite honest, you'll get there and they'll have different things they want to do that you might not want to do. So you have to assert yourself and let it be known that this is what I will stand for, this is what I won't stand for. You may want to do that, but you're going to get out of here and do that somewhere else. So I'll just say that.
Amen. So tell us you can plug on. So tell us what your majors are. What are you studying?
I am a political science major.
And what do you want to do career-wise?
I'm hoping to go on to law school, and from there I'm probably thinking about civil rights or
Excellent. Miss Amanda?
Social work.
Social work. That's a bright smile. And are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying that. I like it. I just met some people that's in social work. They told me about it. Teachers. We had a program where we had like names and stuff learning about it. So it was interesting. I'm really excited about it.
Now, what I'm excited about is the fact that my wife follows your exploits on Facebook, and she's always complimenting both of you that how you have a great message and a great witness. What's it like being a Christian on campus? And I think you touched on a little bit of it, but are there certain challenges or things you have to deal with? Have you found a church to take care of you while you're there? What's your situation, I would say, spiritually wise? What's going on with you on campus? As much as you want to lend, but she's always complimenting you to me.
Okay. Well, first coming there, I had friends that go to churches down the street, and it wasn't a Baptist church. So I was like, okay, we might as well experience something new. And as soon as they come in, they don't have the normal choir. Everybody's just sitting down, they're quiet. It's like, okay, so what do? And then when they actually had hymns, everybody just turned into like this big mass choir. I'm just like, okay. But it was interesting. I didn't really like it. I wasn't feeling the vibe because not a lot of people, they weren't approaching. It was like family oriented as my Moriah. So I found another church by accident. I went there and it was a college day. We got there, they had Duke, they had Chapel Hill, the NCCU. The pastor, he was silly, but he was down to earth, and he just brought us in. I kind of text him sometimes now because he keeps in contact, so he's really nice. During the praise team there as well. It was interesting.
Excellent. How about you, Miss Simone?
I I would say, well, as far as being on campus and being a Christian, of course, there's some things that other people decide they want to do, and you have to sit there and think. Most people, well, I think, what would Jesus do? But sometimes I think, what would my mama think of me? I still feel that. I still feel that thing in me.
That's
like,
right.
if I do something wrong, I'm gonna turn around. Oh, hey, mama. But I would say there are some challenges, and you have to know how to say no and know how to stand your ground in your morals and your beliefs. And I do thank my Moriah for that, and my parents and my family, because I do have a firm foundation, and I do know what's wrong, what's right, and I do know how to say, well, this is me, this is what I'm going to do, and you can do whatever you want. But as far as finding a church, I haven't exactly found a church. I've been going back and forth between these two churches. Like Joy said, I had a new, different experience, and it wasn't really what I was used to. So I was just like, okay. But I still go back because they're really family oriented, and I like the way they mesh together. And the other churches like more similar to my Moriah, so I kind of have a combination.
Let me ask you: did you know what you wanted to do when you left high school? Let me back up. I guess your last year, like these 3 people, maybe 4 in their senior year, but did you really know, for example, what your major was going to be and have things planned out?
Well, my parents always say I'm a weird child because I knew what I wanted to do when I was in the 3rd grade. So it's been 3rd grade on. I've planned since I was in 3rd grade what I was going to do, what school I was going to go to. I mean, of course, all those plans didn't map out because, God's will is His will. But, I still have a plan, and that's just been my plan to become a lawyer. So I've always known, always. So.
How about you, Miss Joy?
I didn't know that. I know in elementary I always wanted to be a veterinarian. I stuck with that till probably 10th grade in high school. I studied biology, and I was like, I can't do this. Cutting frogs and cutting pigs, I couldn't do it. But I always did something with people. Like I did peer mediation, and from there I found out what I wanted to do with social work. And when I was taking care of my grandma over at Carroll, they had social workers there. And then that's when I was just like, okay, I want to work with elderly, I want to work in a nursing home. So social work.
What advice would you give the upcoming students who go to 9th grade?
Oh, good question. Let me repeat the question so you can hear. What advice do you have for students going to 9th grade?
Oh, well, I would say start preparing now, because truthfully, you really start preparing like middle school, to be quite honest. Like nowadays, you really have to be prepared and ready, because we live in a time where a bachelor's degree is almost equivalent to your high school diploma, and it's absolutely necessary that you go into grad school and have a master's or have some type of extra training or certificate or degree or something, because that's just the world we live in now. So I would just say you may not always know what you want to do, but have a plan in place. Have a B, have a C, have a D, E, F, G, so that you know what you're going to do and where you're going. And just keep focused on your grades, because that's where you want to start. You want to have a strong foundation and a strong start, because those grades are truly important once you start.
And Miss Joy?
And also, you want to get involved in school, so you want to join stuff, talk and things like that, because that's where you get your skills from. Because you want to have your education, but you also want to have social skills and find out what you like and what you want to do. And also, you're ready for your SATs.
I saw you inhale when you said SATs. So good grades, work on your test. Any other questions? One more, Mr. Musgrove?
Just one more. When y'all first got on campus, how was the adjustment without mom and dad waking y'all up and kissing y'all and telling y'all to get to class and go eat? How was that adjustment?
You go first.
Well, they just dropped me off. They were just like, deuces. But but I had later classes, so that's how I set up my schedule to get used to it. But I'm an early bird anyway, so I get up and I get ready. But I had some tough days. I'm not gonna lie. I had some days that just like I kind of wish they were there to help me out, but that's how you learn. That's how you get used to the jobs.
I would say my transition wasn't really that hard for me. Like I just did what I'm usually being pretty independent while I'm in the house. Like as far as like my parents told me get up and go to class. Like I'm very on it about my grades. Like my parents got to the point where they didn't even just like question me because they knew I probably beat myself up more than they could discipline me pretty much. So my parents, it was just like that emotional component. Like when I would have trouble with my roommates or with other people, that's the component that I miss. Having my mom right there just to like talk to, like, man, I probably called them like a million times a day to tell them like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened. Oh my God, I'm so mad. Like, it's plenty of time. So that's just my part of adjustment, like emotionally adjusted on my parents right there.
That's an excellent question to end on. Thank you, everybody.